Hello, good afternoon, friends. Actually, I am today sharing you a recorded lecture since I have some my PhD work submission about the 6 monthly report. So sorry for that. Today I will share you the recorded lecture itself. Okay. So actually, in the last lecture, we have seen the definition of homeomorphism, which we have seen many times in the initially, whenever we are going to study topological properties, where we have studied T naught is satisfying T topological property, T1, T2, T3, all these we have seen. Okay. So what is a homeomorphism? If the mapping F is 1, 1 onto open map, rather mapping F is a mapping from X2 to some another topology, that is, F is a mapping from one topological space to another topological space, is said to be homeomorphism if it is 1 1 onto open map and continuous. We have seen what is 1 1 onto open map and continuous. 1 1 ensures there is no cutting. On to ensure that there always exists a pre-image. Open map means for every open set we should have a image is also open set, and definition of continuity, you know that we should find out the open set G and G star in such a way that f of G is contained in G star. In short, this will ensure that after applying the bending, stretching, or melting, the sum of the properties are going to remain the same. That is called the homeomorphism. Okay. Now we have seen the examples of the not a homeomorphism, because many times we have seen the examples of homeomorphism. So we have seen the example of not a homeomorphism. I hope you remember this, we have seen in the last lecture. Let us go for the next one, the next theorem that we are going to deal with. We are having a mapping again f from x2 to x star to star. The mapping is from x2 to x star to star B homeomorphism. Okay, this mapping is homeomorphism. Then show that F maps a dense in itself subset of X into dense in itself subset of X star. Okay, so we have to show that. Our aim is to show that or prove that F maps every dense in itself. F maps every dense in itself subset of X to dense in itself subset of X star. Okay. So actually, first we will see what we have to find out what is a densine itself. I hope everyone knowing about densine itself means what. Suppose E is any subset of X, so it is called a densine itself when E bar is equal to E. Densine X means what? E bar is equal to X. Okay. So let us start with the assumption. What is given to us? Uh, E be the any subset of X which is dense in itself, that means it satisfies this condition. What is our aim to prove that? F of E is also dense in itself. To prove that F of E is dense in itself in X star. Okay, to prove that each point of F of E is its a limit point. That is to prove that each point of F of E is its limit point. Okay, that is to prove that each point of f of e is its limit point. Okay, so in this way we can prove this theorem. Again, there is a limitation of a time, so that's why I'm skipping this. So just we will see some of the theorems related to this one. Let's go for the next one. We will see the example that the identity map. Okay, we have been provided with one identity map from x2 to say x star to star is open map. Okay, this is what a open map. If and only if What is our aim to prove that toe star is containing your toe? Okay, so we have to prove this in the if and only if part. That means first we have to assume that the mapping F is open. Then we have to prove that toe is contained in toe star. In the second part, we have to assume that toe is contained in toe star and prove the reverse one. Okay. Only if part and if part. It is very easy. So let us prove this one. So what is there in the proof? Assume the mapping is open. Okay. If the mapping F is open, it means that if G is a open set, what is I of G? This is also open in toe star. Right? The image of open set is open. The mapping is I from X2 to X star toe star. So G is open set here. So I of G will also be the open set in toe star. Okay. So how to prove any set to be a subset of other sets? So if I want to prove A is a subset of B, I will take an element X from A, and if I want to, I will prove that it is an element of B. It means that A is a subset of B. So here also we have done the same thing. First we have taken an element from toe and we have proved that I of G belongs to toe star. But what is I of G? Identity map means what? I of G will be equals to G itself, and hence we have proved that I of G belongs to toe star. It means that G belongs to toe star. I hope everyone knowing the identity map f of x is equal to x, no? So f of x belongs to your codomain means what? X itself belongs to your domain, codomain. Right? If f is a mapping say from R to R, right? So here also we have one mapping in such a way that what is I of G? It will be again G. Identity map means what? जो भी सेट है वो एज इट इज आपको कैरी आउट मिलेगा, राइट? So there is no change in this mapping. So hence AIFG belongs to this. So starting with G belongs to, we have proved that G also belongs to toe star. It means that your toe is a subset of toe star by definition of a subset. असंच प्रूव्ह करतो ना आपण सबसेटची properties. Okay, now let us go for the other part, that is if part. What is there in the if part? We have been provided that toe is a subset of toe star. To prove that the mapping is open. How to prove the mapping is open? Let us take any open set and our aim is to prove that image is also open set. Okay, if G is in toe, obviously G will be in toe star because of the superset, right? जो भी elements आपके subset में obviously toe star में होगा. So by given assumption, we can say that G belongs to toe star. You can say that since toe is contained in toe star and hence the result. But what is I of G? I of G is equal to G because our mapping is identity map which belongs to toe star, and hence we have started with a open set in our X2 and we have proved that there is image is also open, and hence the proof that is image of open set is open set, and hence we can say that the mapping I is a open map. That is identity map is open map if and only if toe is contained in toe star. Right, that is your domain topology is weaker than your codomain topology. Now let us see the statement of another theorem. I am also not feeling good to take so fastly, but we don't have a time itself because I've told you initially that syllabus of topology is very vast. It cannot be covered in 3 months, but we have only 2 months to cover this one. Let x2 and y2 star be two T spaces. Again, F is a mapping from X to Y, right? It is given that it is a continuous mapping. Okay, the mapping is continuous if what is given to us, the sequence Xn is a sequence of points in X such that it converges to X. That means it happens here only. So what is our aim to prove that this F of Xn will be the sequence of points which will converge to F of X. Okay. Given that sequence Xn is a sequence of points in our X, it is converging to X, right? And what is our aim to prove that F in sequence of point F of Xn, that means जो भी यहाँ पे है उसका image लेना है, right? It will converge to F of X. No doubt it will be true by definition of continuity itself. No need to prove the result, or rather you can prove the result very easily that given that a mapping F is continuous, So mapping F is continuous. This theorem I will give the hint for you people that you have to prove this with the help of a inverse image of open set is open set. We have proved one theorem. I can say we proved. I have shown you that mapping F is continuous implies inverse image of a open set is open. So you can prove the result with the help of this one. I have given you the notes also initially when we have started the topology. मैंने अपने खुद के हैंड रिटन नोट्स आपको दिए हैं तो उसमें आप ये प्रूफ देख सकते हो राइट इट इज अवेलेबल ऑन द पेज नंबर 31 in the second book because in the for topology I have required 2 books. Okay, so it is very easy to say the sequence of point in X and converges to X. Obviously, if the mapping F is continuous, inverse image of open set is open. We can prove the result by the this theorem, which we have seen in the last lecture, and we have to prove that sequence of point F of X and will converge to the point F of X. Okay. Now let us go for the next theorem. Let F be the mapping from one topological space X2 to another topological space Y. Let 2 star be defined by G is a subset of Y such that F inverse of G belongs to tau. Okay, so F inverse of G belongs to tau. We have to show that. What is our aim to show that? 2 star is a topology on Y. Okay, we have to show that 2 star is a topology on Y. Secondly, we have to show that the mapping F is a continuous map. Okay, we have to show that the mapping F is a continuous function. Next, the third one is rho star is the largest topology on Y. We have to show that rho star is largest topology on Y. We have to show that the rho star is the largest topology on Y for which your function F is continuous. Okay, the fourth one is F is a subset of Y is a closed in Y2 star. F is closed in Y2 star if and only if. What is our aim to prove that? If and only if F inverse of capital F is closed in X2. Just like we have proved this in our continuous function, inverse image of a closed set is closed. Okay, here F is a closed set, we have to prove that its inverse image is also closed set, given that a mapping F is a continuous function. Okay, given only one thing to us, what is given to us? This F is a mapping from one topology to onto another topological space, and tau star is defined like this. Then what is our aim to show that? First we have to show that tau star is a topology. That means we have to prove the 4 conditions: phi, x, infinite intersection, arbitrary union. Next we have to show that the mapping F is continuous. Third one we have to show that tau star is the largest topology. Fourth one we have to show that. Fourth is easy to show because if the mapping F is continuous, it is easy because in the last lecture we have seen the theorem that we have seen the statement of a theorem that if inverse image of a closed set is a closed set. Okay. So in this way, these are the parts of this theorem to prove. Again, I will left it for you people. Already I have shared you the notes also. Please see there and you can come to the result. Let us see the next definition, that is separation in X2. How to see the separation in X2? We have seen the connectedness in our BSc. What is connectedness and all? Okay, now let us see the separation. What is a separation? I will show you the definition. The first one, X2 is a T space. Given that X2 is a T space. Next, E is any subset of X. E is said to have a separation in X. E is said to have separation in capital X if there exists AB belongs to X, or we can say AB is a subset of X satisfying conditions. What are the conditions? The first condition is for the separation. First one, X2 is a T space, E is said to be have a separation in X. मतलब E को separation exist होता है X में. That means E is having a separation in your X if A and B are subsets of X such that A and B are going to satisfy the condition. And separation we are going to denote it by the notation E is separated by A and B. What is the condition? The first condition is A and B both are non-empty. जो E को सेपरेट करना है वो सभी नॉन एम्प्टी चाहिए. करेक्ट. The second one condition is A intersection B is empty. Third condition is A union B is a set E. Fourth condition is A intersection with derived set of B is empty. Fifth one is B intersection with derived set of A is empty. Okay. So first condition is both are non-empty, then such that their intersection is empty. Okay. Both are non-empty such that their intersection is empty. And the union is the set itself E, and neither of them contains a limit point of other. मतलब A के limit point B में नहीं है. मतलब derived set of B intersection with A means whatever may be the limit points of B and A, elements of A, limit points of B and elements of A having the intersection is empty. That means limit points of B are not in A and limit points of A are not in B. That means neither of them contains the limit point of other. Neither of them contain the limit point of other. Neither of them contains the limit point of other. So this is what set X, and suppose E is one set. So I will show you in very short or we can say in a very easy way. That means E is separated by A and B. Okay, so in this way A and B are like this. So whatever may be the points of A and B both are non-empty. The first condition, their intersection is empty, both are completely disjoint. You can see this, and union of them is E. The third condition is also satisfied. You can see here condition. Both are non-empty. Second condition, intersection is empty. Third condition, the union gives the set itself. And the fourth one, we have to verify this one. Neither of them contains a limit point of other. मतलब जो भी B का सेट है उसके जो भी लिमिट पॉइंट्स है उनका इंटरसेक्शन A के साथ आप लोगे तो वो एम्प्टी आएगा. That means neither of them contains a limit point of other. That means whatever may be the limit points of B, they are not in A, and whatever may be the limit points of A, they are not in B. And it is written as the separation we are going to write down as E is separated by A and B, and it is read as E is separated by A and B. Is separated by A and B. Or in short, we can say that this is a definition of a disconnected set. कनेक्टेड सेट का डेफिनेशन आप अगर आप पढ़ोगे तो उससे समझ में आएगा. डिस्कनेक्टेड ई का डेफिनेशन क्या होगा? ई कैन बी expressed as disjoint union of E can be expressed as disjoint union of two non-empty sets such that neither of them contains the limit point of other. Such that neither of them contains the limit point of other. Such that neither of them contains a limit point of other. Okay, the last sentence, neither of them contains a limit point of other, means what? D of A intersection with B and D of B intersection with A is empty set. There are so many results which are related to this separation or disconnected set. Connected का exactly opposite है separation, or we can call the separation as a disconnected set also. Okay, but actually in our topology we are saying this as a separation itself. Separation in X is said to be separated by A and B if it satisfies this condition. By the diagram itself you are easy to understand that how it looks. But firstly, A and B both are non-empty, their intersection is empty, their union gives the set E, and neither of them contains the limit points of other. Or we can say that E can be written as a union, or E can be expressed as a disjoint union of two non-empty subsets. Okay, disjoint means what? Second condition आया, right? Union, disjoint union मतलब आपका third condition है. Non-empty means what? The first condition का. Such that neither of them contains a limit point of other means what? Fourth and fifth condition. Okay. So in the single sentence, all the five conditions will be implied. The fourth and fifth condition will be there in neither of them contains the limit points of other. Okay. So the same definition was given by Hausdorff-Lean condition. That is, what is Hausdorff-Lean condition? First one, A and B set to satisfy Hausdorff-Lean condition. Then simply we have to say that what is Hausdorff-Lean condition? A intersection P bar union with B intersection A bar is equal to empty set. Okay, this is what's the Hausdorff-Lean condition. और इसमें सभी combine हो गया. Neither of them contains the limit point of other. Okay, intersection B bar union with B intersection A bar is empty. मतलब ये set भी empty है, ये set भी empty. Right, so that's why their union will be empty. Right now. So here, what is Hausdorff-Lean condition? A intersection B bar union with B intersection A bar is empty. So the another definition of separation can be written as what is the definition of separation by Hausdorff-Lean condition? First condition, it satisfies Hausdorff-Lean condition. Second one, firstly A and B both are non-empty. ये तो compulsion है. Rather we can say this comes later, and A and B are non-empty such that the second condition is E is equals to A union B. Okay, these two conditions are sufficient plus this one extra condition. Okay, so definition of separation exam with the help of Hausdorff-Lean condition is this is first, this is second, and this one is a third one. It satisfies the Hausdorff-Lean condition. These three will combinedly give you that the E is separated by A and B. Then you are going to say that A and B satisfy Hausdorff-Lane condition. If it satisfies A intersection B bar union with B intersection A bar is empty. So if I want to define the separation, okay, definition of separation, if I want to write down, first I will write down A and B both are non-empty such that their union is the set E itself, and the third condition is Hausdorff-Lane condition. And इट इज ऑल्सो ईजी टू शो द कंडीशन, क्योंकि ये थर्ड जो पॉइंट है वो तीन चीज़ों का इक्वेलेंट है ना. थर्ड वन विल बी इंटरसेक्शन बी इज एम्प्टी, राइट. जो द थर्ड कंडीशन है ना वो तीन कंडीशंस को रिप्लेस कर रहा है. A intersection with D of A is, sorry, D of B is empty. Fifth one is B intersection with D of A is empty. That means this third condition is just going to replace these three. While having a time, I can show that, but it's still there. It is available in my handwritten notes in the second notebook on the page number 35. It is equivalent to show that how these three conditions will replace your condition of A intersection B is empty, A intersection with the derived set of B is empty, and B intersection with the derived set of A is empty. There are so many theorems related to connected and separation. No doubt I will share you these all theorems, proof and all later on whenever I will get a time. After the exams also you can see, because to have a knowledge, because with the limited time you cannot study this whole syllabus. And that's why I am also doing it very fastly. So just remember that the Hausdorff-Lane condition will replace all these three conditions. Okay, what are these three conditions? Intersection is empty and neither of them contains the limit points of other. It may be available in my notebook which I have showed you. That is on page number 34. Let us see the definition of a connected set. Okay, what is connected? It is exactly opposite of a separation. E is said to be connected if it has no separation in X. E is said to be connected. E is said to be connected if it has no separation in X. It has no separation in capital X. Okay. E is said to be connected if it has no separation in X. What do you mean by it has no separation? जो भी आपने separation का definition देखा होगा उसको सिर्फ आपको negation apply करना है. So it will give you the definition of a connected set. And I will give you many easy examples of connected. Phi is connected because phi cannot be written as disjoint union of two non-empty disjoint set. Phi को लिख सकते हैं कोई disjoint union of two non-empty sets में. अगर आपके साथ suppose I have written 1 2. Okay. This is set 1 2. Suppose it is say 3 4. Both are non-empty disjoint, right? Union such that the union gives the set itself. दिसतंय का पाय मिळेल का तुम्हाला ह्या union मधून? No, not possible. Similarly, I can say singleton A is also connected set. It cannot be written as disjoint union of disjoint union of two non-empty sets. Right? It is not possible. If E cannot be expressed as a disjoint union of two non-empty sets such that neither of them contains the limit point of other. Okay. Such that neither of them contains the limit points of other. Let me write down the definition of a connected. E is said to be connected if it is not separated. It is also sufficient. E is said to be connected if E cannot be expressed as if E cannot be expressed as E is cannot be expressed as disjoint union of two non-empty disjoint union of two non-empty sets such that to each one neither of them contains the limit point of other, such that neither of them contains the limit point of other, such that neither of them contains the limit point of other. Okay, it cannot be. सिर्फ आपका डेफिनेशन में क्या था, E can be expressed as a disjoint union of two non-empty disjoint sets such that neither of them contains a limit point. So यहाँ पे can be था आपके सेपरेशन में, यहाँ पे cannot be है. Okay, this is what the connected का नेचर आप phi और सिंगलटन सेट से इजीली समझ सकते हो. phi को हम लिख सकते हैं कि डिसजॉइंट यूनियन में नॉट कर सकते. Singleton A or singleton elements cannot be written as a disjoint union of two non-empty subsets. Okay. Now let me show you one example how to find out whether the set E can be written as a disjoint union or not. Actually, there are so many theorems. Actually, I wanted to take all these theorems related to connected set separation. So what is X? X is with A, B, C. Rho is a topology such that phi X singleton A, B, A, B. Okay, what is our aim? Prove or disprove? Prove or disprove? X is separated by A, B, C. Okay, X is separated by A, B and C. Second one, you have to show that the set AB is separated by A, B. Okay, so we have to verify this one. First one, we will go with the first condition. Okay, first के लिए हमको क्या प्रूव करना है? X is separated by these two set. Okay, so just like in the definition, how we have written in the definition, E is separated by A and B. Okay, यहाँ पे लिखा था ना हमने E is separated by A and B. So we have to verify these 5 conditions. Okay, so to verify first, second, third conditions are easy, right? So how to verify? We will start with the first one. In that first, we will check whether A and B are empty or not. What is our A in this case? Let us assume A is AB. We are doing this one. What is set B? B is equal to singleton C. Okay, क्या क्या चेक करना पड़ेगा आपको? The first one I will check whether both are non-empty. Ahit ka non-empty, obviously. Second one, whether their intersection is empty. Yes, no doubt their intersection is empty. Third one, whether their union gives the set itself. A union B का है self. A union will be A, B and C, which is the set X itself. Okay. Fourth one, what is the fourth condition? That is we want to verify A intersection derived set of B, whether it is empty. Okay, and next we have to show that B intersection is derived set of A is empty. Okay, so for that first we have to find out derived set of B and derived set of A. I hope everyone is able to find out derived set of B and derived set of A. In detail, we have done this in the basic lectures. So I will write down directly what is derived set of A and derived set of B. And then you can verify, because we have done it already in the basic lectures, that how to find out the derived set of A and derived set of B. So I will write directly here what is derived set of B. I have found it is empty set. And if intersection of any empty set with any set, that is intersection of A with empty set is empty set, because your derived set of B. So hence we have proved the fourth condition. Now let us go for proving fifth condition. What is the fifth condition? Derived set of A intersection with B. Okay, for that first we should find out derived set of A. Kai said derived set of A again. We have done it in initial lectures how to find out the derived set of A. That is, we have to find out limit points of A. कसं find out करतो आपण limit points? Take every point, take the cases, case 1, x equal to A is a limit point or not. Take the open sets containing A R. Then we have written open sets containing A. Then we have gone for the sub cases. जिथे open set असेल त्याचा according आपण त्याचे limit points काढतो, right? So I will write down directly, assuming that you know that and you have studied well, because it is for your internal also. So derived set of A is also empty. So empty set intersection with the set B is empty, and hence fifth condition is also verified. So we can say that X is separated by the sets. What are the sets? X is separated by A, B and C. Okay. So we can say that X is one set. Here there are only two elements, A and B, and here is C. Okay, so in this way you can prove the result. In the very similar way, you have to do for the second one. What is the second one? You have to show that AB is separated by the two sets A and B. So in this case also you have to consider A is equal to some singleton set A and B is equal to singleton set B. Correct? And then you have to work it very easy. Again, we have first, second, third conditions are easy. A and B non-empty आहेत का? A and B both are non-empty. Correct? A is non-empty as well as B is also non-empty. This then a non-empty. Then their intersection आहे का empty? No doubt the intersection is empty. Whether their union is the E. What is your set E in this case? E is nothing but your AB. Right. So the third condition is also verified. Now you have to prove for the fourth condition itself. Fourth and fifth. That means you have to find out derived set of A and derived set of B. Okay. Just do that and try to verify whether it is E separated by singleton A and singleton B or not. Okay, now let us go for our favorite example. Let us check for what will happen in discrete topology. Let us take E with any subset of X where X2 is a discrete topology. But no doubt X can be written as A and A complement. बरोबर ना? A, because in our discrete topology all the sets are open and closed. Okay? A is one non-empty set and A and A complement both are disjoint. Their union no doubt it will be X. बरोबर ना? A is non-empty as well as B. B means what? A complement. It is also non-empty. Third one, second condition, their intersection is empty. Obviously empty च असणार आहे ना? Complement आहे ते एकमेकांचे. No doubt the union gives X. A with its complement. Any set with its complement gives the universal set. The fourth condition, you have to verify A intersection with derived set of A complement. Similarly, the other condition. But what will happen if coordinate of X is Greater, because you have to check for cardinality of x, no? It is greater than 1 or less than 1. Because for cardinality of x equal to 1, they are equal, no? Discrete and indiscrete topology. This theorem is very important for you people that the T space x2 is connected. T space is x2 is connected if and only if. What is the condition if and only if? There is no any proper subset of x which is both open and closed. There is no any proper subset of x which is both open and closed. Which is both open and closed. Which is both open and closed. Okay, there is no any proper subset of x which is both open and closed. असं असेल तर तुमचे सेट कनेक्टेड असणार आहे. और the statement for this theorem is काय असेल और statement x2 is separated if there is no च्या जागी काय असेल if there is a proper subset of x which is both open and closed, right? No, the x2 is said to be separated if there exists a proper subset which is both open and closed. Now, with the help of this theorem, you have to verify about discrete topology. Discrete topology मध्ये सगळे subset open आणि closed असतात ना. So, what will be the aim? x2 is connected if and only if there exists no any proper असेल ना. So, what we can say, discrete साठी काय result असेल? You have to think on this. So is said to be separated if and only if there exists a proper subset of x which is both open and closed. म्हणजे discrete topology हे separated असणार आहे कारण every subset is open and closed ना. सगळे subset open आणि closed असतात ना because in discrete topology tau is equal to k. But depending on cardinality, strictly if it is greater than x equal more cardinality of x is greater than 1. Rather you can check it for indiscrete also. Indiscrete मध्ये काय होणार आहे तुम्हाला नॉन एम्प्टी सबसेट तर भेटणारच नाही. So you have to check about the cardinality, what will be the effect. Okay, so what will be the OR statement for this one? X is said to be separated. What is the change only here? It is disconnected or separated. काय disconnected असेल किंवा separation. x2 is said to be separated if and only if there exist no च्या जागी इथे काय असणार there exist a proper subset. No any च्या जागी काय स्टेटमेंट येणार आहे there exist a proper subset of x which is both open and closed. म्हणजे तुमच्याकडे एकही असा सबसेट आला की जे ओपन पण आहे क्लोज पण आहे तर तुमचा जे टी स्पेस आहे दिलेला तो सेपरेटेड होणार आहे. करेक्ट. If there exists any proper subset which is both open and closed, then we say that x is separated. You can see here x is separated or disconnected if there exists a proper subset which is both open and closed. This is very important theorem for you. To prove the connectedness or separation, it is very easy theorem. And after this, we have a very favorite theorem being a connectedness is topological property. हे तर प्रूव्ह करू शकतो आपण नाही ना. Being a topological property being a connected space is topological property, and second one is being a connected space is a hereditary property. दोन्ही थेरम आपण किती वेळा बघितलं, T0, T1, T2, then we have proved for T3, then we have proved for regular space, proved for normal, then we have proved for completely regular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times we have seen this theorem. So I hope you can do this logical and hereditary property. And there are some theorems related to connectedness and separation that we will take in the next lecture, and then we are remaining only with the T3 half space and FS and SS. Thank you. Just do a well study, as from the starting I am telling you to do the study, comparative study for topology, because the syllabus is very vast and you have to study comparatively, then only you can understand what is a topology. I have shown you the shortcut also how to do a comparative study. यहाँ पे आपको T0, T2, T3 सभी स्पेसेस लिखना है, यहाँ पे प्रॉपर्टी, सो आपके 100 पेजेस का स्टडी आपके सिंगल पेज में हो जाएगा, राइट. आई एम टेलिंग यू रिपीटेडली फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट लेक्चर itself that you have to do the topology, study of a topology like this only. Thank you.